Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. So we're going to start by talking about the elephant in the room. This is an eye look that I did record. You will see it on Thursday. I do believe it is Thursday. It is a holiday collab that I have coming with some friends of mine, and I couldn't be bothered to take it off. This took me a long time to do, so I couldn't be bothered to take it off to do this video. Although I do want to surprise you folks, this is the look that will be coming your way on Thursday. So I hope that you guys will stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you are able to see it if you are not yet subscribed to my channel. So with that being said, elephant in the room covered, we are going to roll right into today's content, which is my next Simply Samples episode. You guys, this is a series on my channel in which I pull some samples from my sample bins and then I utilize them for a couple weeks. I see how my skin reacts to them or how much I love or hate the product, and then I come to you, give you some reviews on each one of the products, and then we pick new samples. So with that, these are the samples that I had for this week, along with the face mask that I had for this week, because I do pull sheet masks as well. And I am going to start with the hair product. So today we are going to be going over the Rusk Pro Firm Hold Hairspray. This is what it looks like. This is not really a bad hairspray. What I would say is it's also not really a firm hold hairspray. So this is $19 for 10 ounces of product, and it does have a 5-star review. I wasn't able to find a full-size version of this except for on Rusk. So Ulta does carry this size, and I think it's like $5.99 or something like that. This hairspray has a super fine mist. I love, first and foremost, the little like hairspray sprayer. It reminds me of mousse. You know how you spray mousse into your hand? It reminds me of that kind of sprayer. But it does have a super fine sprayer. I don't know if you guys can see that. It doesn't smell like a normal hairspray. It smells actually really quite lovely. Honestly, it is a buildable hairspray, so you can get it to that kind of like helmet hair if you wanted to, but which I think is why it's called firm hold. It's buildable to a firmer hold. But I found that if I just kind of like spray it into my hair and then do what I want to with my hair, that it does really well in keeping it malleable but not helmet head. So I don't really wholeheartedly understand the firm holdness of it, because I don't think that it's going to hold my hair exactly how I placed it, but it's buildable to that. What I do love about this is sometimes when you put hairspray on your hair tends to be really kind of crunchy and also sticky, if that makes any sense. This doesn't do it. I loved this hairspray. I'm really happy to have it in my collection. I would probably buy it in the full size if I could. $19 for a hairspray is kind of a little bit out there as far as price point goes. Y'all should have just seen my hair care collection, so you do know that I have quite a few hairsprays over there, so I don't necessarily need to go out buying another one, but I would purchase another one of these if I was in the need for hairspray. It's also not a wet hairspray. So sometimes when you put hairspray on your hair feels like super wet when you first put it on. This one, I didn't find my hair felt that way even immediately after putting it on my hair. I could, you know, run my hair through it and not have that stickiness to it. I think that's maybe what caters to the stickiness that I'm talking about earlier, about how your hair feels stiff but also sticky. So with that being said, again, it's kind of a really nice, pleasant smell to it. It doesn't smell overwhelmingly like chemicals or alcohol like most hairsprays do. It actually kind of smells a little bit like baby powder. The next items we're going to walk into are our skincare items, and the first one I have here is this Dr. Dennis Gross Hyaluronic Marine Do It Right Eye Cream, and this is what it looks like. You guys can see I have used quite a bit of it. It has one of those pumps inside of here that pushes the product up to you as you pump it out. This isn't bad by any means. I don't think that it is necessarily something that I've noticed a whole lot of differentiation in my under eyes with, though. I will say that I did look at some of the reviews that were online for this product, and you are hearing from people that have used this for multiple weeks at a time, and they can see, you know, a pretty exponential decrease in the color of their under eyes if they're suffering from dark under eyes or anything like that. I didn't really notice that. As a matter of fact, you can still see like my dark under eyes, but it was nice. I felt like it was nice. I felt like it was hydrating. It does have a little bit of a yellow color to it, so I think that it's maybe a little teeny bit like color correcting. Not like color correcting taking out the darkness, but color correcting like taking out the sallowness, so maybe bringing a little bit of life to your under eyes. I love that the pump truly pumps out the perfect amount. You don't have too much or too little. You're not having to go in many times to get the amount out. I do love that little baby contraption there that it's in. It is decently scented. It almost reminds me of the scent that is in the Boom Boom cream, but a little less polarizing, right? Some people really think it smells good. Some people really think it's too much. This is not that. It definitely smells really good. It's got a nice texture to it. It's very smooth and creamy and feels super hydrating on your under eyes. It really does smell pretty decent, actually. I don't mind putting it on my under eyes. I think that it goes on really well underneath makeup. I didn't have a problem putting any kind of makeup over the top of it, so I will continue to use this little tiny sample and give you guys a more in-depth review when it shows up in my empties, but I might purchase this product. It is $48 for 0.5 ounces, and it does have a 3.5 star review at Sephora, which isn't typically the best star rating at Sephora. Normally those better products are in that 4 to 5 star rating. It is considered clean. One of the things that I heard a lot of people say is that the smell of it was bad. I don't think the smell of it is bad. I would purchase another one of those, but I do have an awful lot of eye creams over there, so I'm going to run through those first, but this would be something that I would purchase a full size of, and I just dropped it on the floor, of course. Next thing are these guys. I did have 3 of them, and I did use all 3. These are for Sully serums. These are labeled as skincare. I don't know that I would necessarily deem them skincare. This 24 karat gold one is more like a serum. I think it feels actually more like a face oil than it does a serum. It does have gold flecks in it, but I don't really find that they show up on your skin when you put it on, so that's a good thing, and I don't know really where they go beyond that. It was a little bit too oily for me. If I was going to purchase one, this one would not be it. The next one I tried was this Unicorn Essence one, and this one actually went on like a serum. It had a really nice consistency to it. It wasn't too oily. It had a nice iridescence to it that I wore alone, no makeup over the top of it, and got so many compliments that day on my skin, one of which was from like a 14-year-old girl that said I had the most amazing skin. So maybe, I mean, I have good skin, but maybe it was because of this. I really did like this product. It is pink as it shows here, but it doesn't show up pink on your face, and like I said, it does give you kind of like an iridescence to your skin, almost like a lit from within kind of glow, but a little bit of shiftiness to it. It was really fun to wear. I did like it a lot. And then the last one was this Sully Skin Tune Blur. I loved this. I loved this one so much. It had a little bit more of a milky appearance to it, but went on really so smoothly. It felt like silk pillowcases on my skin. It was just beautiful, and the makeup that went over the top of it is beautiful. I would wear this as a primer. I think this one I would probably wear like I did on my no makeup days, and this one I did not like. So with that said, these guys are $54 for a full-size version. They do come in a smaller size for $22, but the full-size version is 1 ounce. I can't remember what the smaller size is. What I would say though is that they are marketed as skincare. I would not call any of these skincare. I would call them primers, but I wouldn't call any of them skincare. I didn't see any kind of skincare effects, but with that being said, this giant package had one use in each one of these packages. I did like them. The two, I love the Unicorn Essence one and I love the Skin Blur one. I would repurchase those ones. Even at the full-size version, I would repurchase those ones. I don't typically like a skin blurring primer, but this had the same effects as the skin blurring primer without that silicone slip to it. It was amazing. This week we had the Benefit Roller Lash. I'm a fan of Benefit mascaras. I do like the Benefit They're Real. I love the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. Bad Gal Bang is my favorite Benefit mascara. This one, I don't know if I loved this. And I don't know if I loved this because I just didn't feel like it did what it was supposed to do. And I also just feel like I poked myself more often than not with this wand. So it is a curling wand. You're supposed to like stick it on and then curl the wand as you move it up your lashes. And I know that there's a lot of people that love this mascara, but it's inspired by hair rollers and that curling effect that you get from hair rollers, the lifting effect that you get from hair rollers. Again, I just poked myself in the eye with it far too many times, and I think that I poked myself in the eye with it far too many times because I'm used to a straight wand and this one does curl. So as I got close to my eye, and part of the effect of this mascara means that you have to get as close to your eye as possible to get into the roots of your eyelashes and then wiggle it up and turn it at the same time. I'm maybe not coordinated enough for this mascara. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't repurchase it. This is a $25 mascara. Y'all know how I feel about mascaras. I don't think that there's any mascara that's worth $25. The good thing is that it's a Benefit mascara, and all Benefit mascaras also come in a mini, and minis truly are where it's at anyways, because you're supposed to throw your mascara away after 3 months. I find that the minis last, particularly around that 3-month mark, which makes them perfection in my book, and the mini is $15. I'm not opposed to $15, but I wouldn't spend $15 on this guy. I just don't like the mascara. I also didn't feel like it did very much to curl and lift my lashes, honestly. Maybe that's because I was doing it wrong. I don't know, but I have used it multiple times. I just didn't like it. It will go into my declutter more than likely. The next thing was this. These are the Skin Feels So Good. So these are by Lancome. They were the Skin Feels So Good skin tint. And you guys, I have to say, these are $35 for 1 ounce of product, and they have the Skin Feels So Good skin tint, and then they have the Skin Feels So Good foundation. And I'm wondering if this card was marked wrong, because these were so thick. If this was the skin tint, I shudder to think of how thick the actual foundation is, because these were so thick. I do have 3 of them here because I put one of them on my face and it was a little bit too light. So I tried mixing some of the dark one in, and a little dabble do you, and I got just a way too much dabble do me. So then I went into this one and did the rest of my face with it. I just don't like them. The notes I have here is it's called a foundation, or it's called a skin tint, and it's marketed as a skin tint, but it felt more like a foundation on my face. I really did feel it on my face, which isn't, I mean, I have this Smashbox skin tint that is the most amazing skin tint on the planet, and that one definitely felt like my IT Cosmetics CC cream that's also supposed to be a lighter weight coverage foundation, even though it says full coverage foundation. I don't know all that. It stated it was hydrating and oil free. I didn't find it to be hydrating at all. I did maybe find it to be oil free because it was very, very stiff. I wouldn't also call it a skin tint. It went over, like with skin tints, you should be able to see like some remnants of your own skin peeking through. With this, it was very full coverage. So I'm wondering if this sample paper was marked wrong. It does have a good amount of SPF in it. So the SPF on these is 23. I've got like a ton of other products in there that have much higher SPF. So an SPF of 23 is a good amount, but it's lower than what I would expect, especially for a skin tint. I mean, that's really what I have to say about that. I wouldn't repurchase it. It's $35 for 1.08 ounces, and I wouldn't repurchase it. It was just way too thick to be a skin tint. I have other skin tints that I like better. I like to be able to see my skin. I feel like even in a medium coverage foundation, I like to be able to see my skin kind of peeking through. I like not really that sheer, but a little bit more natural kind of complexion that I get from the foundations in my collection, and that one just didn't do it for me. The last makeup product is this, and this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. Loved this foundation. So this is in the shade Y245. This is actually, even though it doesn't look like it, this is actually empty. I have used every bit of product that I could get out of this little tiny sample out of this. I used this so much over the last couple weeks. I loved it. It was so pretty on my skin. This Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation has 50 shades in the range. It blurs, it's lightweight, it's medium coverage, and buildable to full. And those were all my notes from it. I really did feel like it blurred my complexion. I really felt like it gave me like this almost skin tune effect. It didn't sit on top of or sit in my texture at all. It kind of like went over the top of it and created almost new skin, I would say. You could still see my skin poking through it. It looked very natural on my skin. It looked like my skin, but better, which I loved about it. I really feel like you could build it to full coverage if you wanted to. I built it up a couple times in the like nose and cheeks area right here because I do wear glasses on a norm, so I like to build up my nose and cheek area in case my glasses are resting or where the nose pieces sit on my nose, and I felt like it did a good job of building in those areas without picking back up or, you know, kind of rubbing the foundation underneath away. I thought it blended perfectly. I used a brush with it, which I never use a brush, so it was weird to me that but I got a new brush from Sigma that I wanted to try, so I used a brush with it. It looked so pretty with a brush that I didn't even go back over the top of it with a sponge. I never used a sponge with this at all. It's very comfortable to wear. I didn't feel like I was wearing makeup at all. You know how you can kind of get that makeup-y feel? For me, this absolutely was a beautiful and comfortable foundation to wear. So with that being said, when I have ran through the gamut of the 900 foundations that I have over here, you all have seen my collection, I will be purchasing this. As a matter of fact, once this goes through my empties, I am going to save the little container in a little save it stash that I have to remind myself of the colors, because this also was the perfect color choice for me. This is $43 for a full size, and the full size is just over 1 ounce, which is pretty typical for foundation. This is the JG Cosmetics sheet masks. I had 3. I only used 2 of them. The one I didn't use is the brightening one. These are $2.50 a piece, where I was able to find them on the internet. What I would say is they were really kind of actually difficult to find. I did end up figuring out how to find them and went to the JG website and was able to search them out and find them. What is this? They have little secret codes, little secret QR codes down here. I'm gonna have to do those and figure out what that is, because I have no idea what that is. The back of them is all in, you know, a language I don't understand for sure, but these are definitely K-beauty items. The sheet masks weren't bad. Like, they really weren't bad. I don't feel like they were amazing either, but I don't feel like they were bad. This one is the Wake Pure Shiso Calming Mask, and this is the Wake Pure Avocado Nourishing Mask. There was a ton of serum in both of these masks. I know that this one, the serum was a little bit more cloudy. It was super hard for me to figure out how to get the mask apart to get it on my face, just because of how much serum was in it, and there was so much serum left in the packet that I used it a secondary day just just on my skin as a serum on my skin. And then this one had a more clear serum, so it wasn't as hard to pull apart the mask, but the serum, as I was trying to pull apart the mask, was dripping everywhere. So I finally just put it over the top of this little container here as I was, you know, pulling the mask apart so that I could get it onto my face without that serum going everywhere. I know that this is picky, but I kind of hate it when there's so much serum that you can't pull the mask apart, or that it's dripping all over the place as you're trying to pull the mask apart, because that then makes it just as messy as the clay masks or the masks that I don't like to use on my face because they're messy. So with that being said, these are cruelty free. There is a ton of serum in them, so you do get like 2 days use of the serum if you want it. They felt really good. I would say that the calming one, so I fell asleep with some makeup on my face and I had a full face of makeup on. And I never do that. I always wash my full face of makeups off. The only time I ever fall asleep with makeup on me is when it's just my eye makeup. But when I woke up the next morning, like, my face felt like it was on fire. I have super sensitive skin, so that's got nothing to do with the makeup that was on my face. But I did wash my face, and then my face felt really dry and almost a little tender to the touch. So I did use this calming mask. It was actually during a class that I was giving. We had a 10-minute break. I slapped it on my face during that 10-minute break and pulled it off before we went back. So it was all on Teams. So my face had to be visible. And it really did help to calm the irritation that my skin had in that moment. So I give it props. It really did a wonderful job on my skin. The nourishing one, I put it on and then I went to bed, and when I woke up, my skin looked good, my face felt good. I wouldn't say there was any like visible effects from using it, but I wouldn't say it was bad either because it didn't break me out. I have to give it props for not breaking me out. A lot of sheet masks sometimes will break me out, just depending on the serums that are used in them. And I really did feel like they did their wonders, their job in trying to heal my skin as much as they could. These guys are gonna go into my empties bin for December in addition to this, and then I'm gonna keep these two in my collection until they're gone. I am gonna stick this back into my mask drawer, and we're gonna pull some new samples. All right, guys, these are my samples. This first drawer is hair, second is skin, third is makeup. So we pull 1, 2, and 3, and then I also pull a sheet mask from my sheet mask drawer. And so we're just going to dig in to hair care. There isn't much in my hair care bin anymore. So I think that I'll just move the sheet mask bin when we're done with hair care and make sure that the sheet masks are up here instead of the hair. So this is the IJK First Class Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo. You guys know I've used this in the past, so I'm actually okay with having it in my samples right now. This is an item I know isn't going to do anything harmful to my hair. What I'm actually going to do with this is pull my one out, the one that I have that's in the travel version instead of the trial version, and I will put that one into the sample box that I use to hold my samples, and I'm going to put this into my giveaway drawers so that somebody else can try it, since I do know that I have a full-size version of it. Alright, next is going to be skin. First thing we have here is the Pacifica Seafoam Complete Face Wash. This is a makeup remover, and I haven't tried a whole lot from Pacifica, especially when it comes to these kind of products. I don't like their makeup that much, I will tell you, but I'd be interested to try this. This is a drugstore brand. It'll be interesting to see how we like that. Next one is this. I think we've tried the lip oil by this, but I don't think we've tried this, and I actually have a full-size version of this too that I haven't even opened yet. So this is the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. So I'm going to stick the full size into my sample bin, and then I'm going to put this also into my giveaway drawers. 3 makeup-y kind. Let's not get a mascara this time. So this is a banana setting powder. And this is by Bella Pierre. I don't really use powders, you all, so we will see how this goes. Next we have this, which is, ooh, you guys, this is by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is a little teeny tiny Pillow Talk lipstick. I am excited. I haven't tried Pillow Talk yet. I'm actually pretty excited to try that guy. It's a nice nude. And then I have this. This is a Bare Minerals blush, and this is called Call My Blush. I'm excited. That's kind of a pretty color. I really dig that. All right, so let me go grab the sheet mask bin and we'll pull a sheet mask. And these are sheet masks, so I'm just going to dig in here. And we're going to pull out a sheet mask. This is the Neutrogena Pink Acne Prone Skin Hydrogel Mask. I don't have acne prone skin, but this might still be interesting to use. It does look like this mask is in 2 different pieces, so I'm interested to try that. I will be right back. All right, guys, these are the samples that I have to use over the next couple weeks, and I cannot wait to come to you and talk to you about them. We have the Neutrogena Pink Grapefruit Acne Prone Skin Sheet Mask. I do have the Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer by Ciate London. I did have a full size of that, so I went ahead and put that in there. I have the IGK First Class Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo. I did put this one in here. I do have a travel size. I also have 2 full size versions of it, but I will go ahead and use my travel size. I have a Bella Pierre Banana Setting Powder. I don't typically use setting powder, so we will see how this goes. And then I have a Sea Foam Complete Face Wash from Pacifica. And I have a blush from Bare Minerals, which I don't think I've ever tried a blush from Bare Minerals, so I'm excited about that. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick that is iconic here on this platform. And it is just a little tiny baby guy. I actually really love sample lipsticks. I have to be honest with you. I don't feel like full-blown, full-size lipsticks you can ever get through in your lifetime before they go bad. So there's that. So I'm excited to use these samples over the next couple weeks and come back to you and talk to you guys about my thoughts on these products. Have you tried these products before? You'll have to let me know what your thoughts are. If you've tried the products that I just got done reviewing, you'll have to let me know what your thoughts are on those as well. Please do that down in the comments section. I would love to have a conversation with you guys down there. And that's all I have for you today. So thank you guys so much for coming to check me out, watch my video, spend some time with me today. Warms my heart that you guys are doing that, because I know that you don't have to ever at all. I hope that this month is treating you well. I hope that your family is also doing well. I hope that everybody is being safe. I hope that you all are wearing your masks when you're out there in public, if for yourself and to keep yourself safe, if for absolutely no other reason, but know that there's always somebody running around rogue out there carrying around symptoms, and wearing that mask is going to keep you safe from those symptoms. I hope that you guys are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye everyone.